Hey everyone. Sorry I disappeared for a while. Life's been pretty hectic for me, and I've just been dealing with a ton of crap right now. I had to take a break from the channel and Trench Crusade as a whole. Honestly, I don't know how to say this, but I think I'm gonna have to retire the channel. It's been a good ride and it's been a lot of fun, but I really think that Nova Open. Huh.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Just rolling.
We're here in Washington, D.C. on Memorial Day weekend. To my right, we have some, I think they're Trump supporters. You know, we're here for a wargaming convention, but it looks like on this October 31st day, the war has come to us, and it's domestic. It's domestic terrorism. All right, whatever.
You're not preventing crime. You're preventing freedom. You're preventing movement.
I'm here to play with toys, actually. We're here for FurryCon 2025, Washington, D.C., Memorial Day weekend. I'm stoked. I got my fursuit back at the hotel, and I'm ready to get my freak on.
We fight for the rights of all people.
Washington, D.C., city of laughter, love, African and Indian beauty, home to much turmoil of this country. But today we're not here to talk about any of that. We're here for Nova Open, as many of you know. I've got my fedora, I've got my Red Bull Zero Sugar, and I'm ready to free Palestine.
Why the fuck you hating if you know it? From the sex, bitch, you know how I maneuver. About them racks, bitches stay on my medulla. I'm sipping water, yeah, that water keep it cooler. I'm out in Philly, hit the stew, we getting to it. I'm out in Trenton, bitch, I'm riding in an Uber. Yeah, I saw that pussy smoke a Uda. Fuck you talking, bitch, you ride with a Ruger. I'm an East Coast baby, you ain't rocking with me, it ain't nothing to be hating. I'm that white boy flexing, I'ma pull up in Mercedes. Fuck these little haters, I'm in New York medicated. You be on the block, sell that rock, hot potato. I just hit the block where it's hot, yeah, they hate it. I'ma get that chicken, I don't need it marinated. Why these bitches frontin' in my face, I can't take it. Y'all just touched down.
I did the exact opposite of what you told me to do, and now we're here. I did the exact opposite of what you told me to do, and now I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. You're bad at giving directions. Hang on, can we redo that for the vlog? Oh, hey, man.
The lobby, man, the lobby.
How's your games going?
Wonderful.
Really?
I can't wait for more games.
No, seriously, how are your games going? What the fuck is this chair?
Awful, actually.
Why?
Why? Because I keep losing, man.
Are they close?
Literally, the last game was a 2-point difference.
That's whack.
Yeah. And
How many did you play so far? 2?
I've played 4 till.
Yeah, today you played 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have another at 12:30. But I'm pretty much out of the running. There's no London run. Or I could lie and say I won all the games.
Yeah, just lie. Mike wasn't on the whole time. We gotta do all of that again. Tell me about your last matchup.
Last matchup was against a Blood Angels player. We literally didn't move for 3 turns. He decided to move, and because I'm playing Knights, which are actually a bad faction, don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Trying to play middle objective, I immediately lose a unit. I have to react to get back the objective, and because his melee hits so hard, it doesn't go my way. Vindicators are broken as fuck. They're only like 160, and if they get a 6 on their shots, they get 9 shots at d6 damage, which of course I always fail, so they always go through. By the end of the game, it was I went first turn. It was I had a chance to maybe deny 5 points from primary, which would have put me in like a 1-point lead, but because he had like twice my army, I only had about 3 units, and 2 of those had to fall back, so they can't shoot anything. I lost by 2 points. So
it's tragic. A tragedy struck here in Washington, D.C. So would you say this is the second time you've been done dirty by a Blood Angels player? Would you say it's safe to say that all Blood Angels players are dirty cheaters?
I'd say that they're
overweight.
Yeah.
Really?
You got shit on by Blood Angels?
Didn't get shit on, but it was
I
close.
haven't played a Blood Angel yet. I got fucked by salamanders twice.
Yeah.
I'm in the narrative.
Oh.
I'm in the fucking narrative. And this, like, goober brings a pretty good list. I get bodied turn 1.
That's whack.
Yeah. This is wild.
It is whack.
Well, you heard it here first. Live from the streets in Washington, D.C., there's inner turmoil in our country, but what really matters isn't the martial law. It's the guys bringing meta lists to narratives and Blood Angels cheaters. Don't do that. What kind of video do you think this is? I was one of the lucky few to participate in Trench Crusade's first narrative campaign. Over 2 days, 24 people would play 6 custom scenarios in fast-paced cinematic trench warfare. The missions were similar to some already existing scenarios with added flair that I hope to see incorporated into some of my future campaigns. I'll include the custom scenarios in my Discord server so people can recreate them at home or on TTS. Here's a little rundown on how each match went for me. Oh, and of course, I will be piloting my infamous Trench Ghost warband. My first match of the campaign was against Vanilla Iron Sultanate. The mission was Rustfield. My opponent and I took turns deploying 4 objective markers each. These objectives could be scored with a successful action once per turn. At the start of turn 3, each model that moves loses 1 armor. I deployed my objectives as far back as possible so I could play to my range advantage over the Sultanate. I got a lucky roll on a long-range shot from my Priest semi-auto rifle, taking out his Alchemist from afar during round 1. He had first touch on the center objectives due to his lion speed, but those were quickly dealt with by the time my troops got to him during the following turn. From then, I was able to gas grenade spam my way to victory, forcing a retreat in round 3 when he failed morale. I was able to amass 3 glory, which I quickly spent on an AMR for my Priest. Securing this is the best way to snowball a strong start for my Trench Ghosts. The next match was against a faction I'm all too familiar with, Vanilla Trench Pilgrims. Scenario number 2, codenamed Sightless, was a unique take on Capture the Flag. There was a pseudo-observer in the center of the battlefield that needed to have 5 total melee attacks landed on it to be out of action. For each successful attack on the observer, you score 1 VP. When the observer is taken out of action, it will drop its Oculus, which can be picked up and carried off the board for 3 VP. The observer also has a 6-inch aura, which deals a blood marker to everyone within during their activation. I felt really bad here since my opponent left his War Prophet out in the open without cover on deployment. I popped her tough turn 1 with my Priest and finished her off with a volley of gas grenades. My opponent's communicant failed an early dash, meaning the only units that made it to the objective were his nuns. They got some early pressure, scoring him a lead in the first 2 rounds, but by round 3 they were swarmed by my entire army, allowing me to score higher than him. I ended up leaving him with only 2 Trench Pilgrims and his communicant, forcing him to flee after failing morale. My third match felt quite rough for my opponent, as I was utilizing 2 long-range weapons with my AMR and a grenade launcher, where they only had mid-range options with their Papal Forces New Antioch warband. The mission, Begrudged, was very similar to Relic Hunt, in which there were 6 objective markers that could be tapped with a successful action, scoring 1 VP each time they were hit. As rounds progressed, the objective markers would be removed 2 at a time at random. At the beginning of each turn, a player would roll a d6, adding the objective round number to the result. If the number is 6 or higher, then each model on the battlefield will need to immediately roll for an attack from the incoming bombardment of air bombers. The Fog of War deployment allowed for some sneaky tactics on my end, letting me rush behind a lot of my opponent's clumped up forces and overwhelm them with gas grenades. I left them with a yeoman and combat engineer before they ultimately retreated after failing morale. My most difficult and the final match of the day was playing Red Brigade. Fortunately, I was not playing against John Doe. This guy was much nicer and had amazingly painted models. Open Bounty, or as I like to call it, Hunt for Heroes 2.0, was the 4th scenario. There were 3 objectives equally spaced across the midboard, as well as 3 elites which each of us would have to secretly note who we were going to assassinate. I opted to take out his elites other than his communicant, since they would be the least tanky. I decided to keep my Priest alive since I would keep him in the backline all game and my opponent's longest range was only 18 inches. There were also bounties that each elite would drop upon their out of action, but that didn't end up coming into play for our mission as most of the elite deaths were at long range. I deployed my commando pretty aggressively on his left flank, but he matched it with 2 infiltrators of his own. Thankfully, the commando drew immense fire without going out of action. He bought himself enough time for the troops to move forward and protect him. While this was going on, I was able to pepper his elites with AMR fire and advance to the middle objective and my home objective. I maintained a 2-point scoring lead each turn from round 2 on, while taking out a majority of his army with gas grenade spam god rolls. He eventually retreated the first chance he got. That concludes my events for day 1. Let's go check on Begweg.
I just put a half cup of that Remy. Please don't have fuck with me if you a 50, Out in Jersey, they be riding with them semis, yeah. I don't need you in my life if you pretending. What you talking, bitch, and no, it don't offend me, I've been balling, yeah, I feel like I'm trending. Need some money, baby, no, I cannot lend it. I ain't had no reason, I ain't had no doubt, but this bitch I can't.
Mr. Weg. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's not me.
Oh, sorry to the terrain guy.
Saving your beer.
Hey, I appreciate it. What do you have to say about your victory?
Huh?
Did you win?
I won.
Give it to
literally. This is the first. Thank you. This is the first time I played against Chaos Knights. It's the Knights vs. Knights list. He has 4 big ones. I'm terrified, and I literally don't know how to play. So I took a gamble. I literally put everything on the top board, try to kill one thing off. I have a deep strike knight there. Was able to kill the big knight turn 2. Well, then we should have been battling around here, and then it got to the point. So this mission. On turn 4, you get rid of either or. You roll off on which one goes off. He controlled this one, I controlled this one. I lost the roll, which took off mine, so we got 8 for primary. It was literally a 3-point difference. And then it got to the point on turn 5 where he had a big knight here, a big knight here. I had to kill both to win. Because if I didn't kill one, he would just move control and I lose, right? So I brought him here, shot him to death, tank shocked, killed him on tank shock, put him in melee, killed him in melee, and then won.
Good job, man.
Super fun game. But
Proud of you. Now, the camera wasn't on. Can we redo that?
No, I'm not saying that over again.
Nice, man. Big smile. No. Make sure to keep that pose when the judges walk around. See how it looks with the little guys around the big guy's face, besides for Candace.
Wait, in between these and them?
No. On the very big guys, little platform. Yeah. If they're around the biggest guy.
Put them on this guy's platform?
Yeah. Just see how it looks. I'm not sold on it. Wait, no.
No.
What I said.
What did he say?
The little guy.
Put the little guys on the big guy's base.
It looks like there's too much going on. Take the middle one out. I don't hate the way it looks though.
Maybe just
I want space in between all of them.
Why not just put a little one in front of each of one of these?
I feel like it's doing too much.
But now it's
I guarantee you it's gonna look like it's doing too much.
Just put them on top of the blue.
I left it on.
Get that shit out of here.
Yeah, I like that.
Intellectual murder people edition. Cock and fire full of gun like Remington. Fully charged up, he got to kill a man. Ratty gang for me gang, pussy run up with your bro. Kryptonite coming out of the muscle fighting at the middle of the night to make the place getting noisy. You never know, see a little juvenile coulda run in a yard and take a 3 pints. Babylon, Panellian in the street, and the main and never give me that Jesus Christ. I make him run, I make him out, I make him sleep even night.
My first convention, first day of Nova, we went undefeated in the narrative campaign. I felt bad, maybe. I feel like a lot of the people were new, honestly. Not a lot of them, but some. I think half were new that I played against. Other than the Trench Crusade stuff, the Trench Crusade narrative was cool, but the 2 stands were really cool. Tomas was very chill. The 40k GT was fucking nuts. The beer was $10. And that was actually the cheapest drink we got all day. A $10 beer. $17 sandwich. I mean, yeah. I guess that's just convention concert type beat. Adeptus Sororitas wheelchair cosplay. She's a 10, but she's in a Begweg getting nominated for the best painted army was cool. Yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of fun. We were all doing like our own shit and then bouncing around between. DC fucking sucks though. I think DC might be one of the worst cities on the East Coast. What's worse? Baltimore? They got cool museums here, but I don't know, man. Downtown DC is whack. Downtown anywhere is whack, but downtown DC is real whack. But the Kenyan beauty in this city, yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Day 2 and my toughest matchup of the tournament was upon me. I was facing a sloth court list with insanely cool ice-themed proxies. This mission was called Gold Gorgers. We were to place 8 gold wretches, which served as objectives throughout the map. Taking a Gorger out of action with a melee attack would result in 2 VP. Taking a Gorger out of action with ranged would down it, and the next person to move in a melee combat would score 2 VP. I deployed as many Gorgers as possible near my deployment points, as my opponent did the same. I knew I only needed 1 additional to swing the points in my favor, but he had the speed on me. Alternatively, I could target his elites for some extra points. I ended up popping the tough of his Praetor on turn 1, only 1 more turn and I would be able to secure some free VP. We traded taking out the Gorgers on opposite sides of the map, save for 1 in his spawn point. This unlucky spree of dice rolls cost my opponent some precious chafe units. He deployed his Sorcerer, Hell Knights, Hunter, and Sin Eater in my backline. This was pretty chaotic as he had access to some critical objectives for me if I didn't stop him. He ate my Elite Anointed with his Sin Eater and knocked my Homunculus who was on the objective. Things weren't looking great until my trooper took out his Sorcerer with a lucky gas grenade and bought some times for my commando to join the fray. I was able to clean up the rest of the midboard once reinforcements arrived, and ultimately ended with him failing morale and retreating, just like the rest of them. The final battle of the event, and I was facing House of Wisdom Iron Sultanate. The last scenario was the price of greed. Essentially, you wanted to get as many models to the middle of your opponent's deployment zone table edge, at which point they would escape. The higher value of each unit, the more VP they were worth upon escaping. Additionally, there would be fire that would creep in from the sides of the map 4 inches at a time. I didn't feel confident about this scenario since my army is extremely slow. On top of that, my opponent deployed a piece of difficult terrain that blocked a critical access point for me to escape from. I knew I would have to push through it and just hope my important units made it across. I began by deploying my commando as close to the extract point as possible. My commando took out his Mamluk Ferris early on and going invisible in front of his very eyes. Next, I took some shots with my long-range weapons, popping the tough of his mock Brazen Bull Homunculus. In exchange, he took out my elite, wielding an automatic rifle with a crazy shot from his Ferris. A pretty rough start, as I'm not used to losing stuff on turn 1 at long range, but we had to push forward. The bulk of the army made it through the difficult terrain crossing, while a group of his troops on the far left was evading me entirely. I sent 2 troops to try and slow him down, while he sent a 3 armor Ferris to block my troops in the difficult terrain. The Ferris stalled me for almost an entire turn, but after we took him down, the rest of my army barreled through, slaughtering the chafe he left in the way. I realized his alchemist and a group of Ferris were going to extract, because the troops that were sent to distract them were occupied by his Homunculus and a Scripture Guardian. A single trooper was left and surrounded by 2 Homunculi and a Scripture Guardian, but managed to stay alive, slaying the mock Brazen Bull Golem, truly the MVP of the game. He bought enough time so none of my core models were distracted, allowing my commando, priest, and Homunculus to escape, securing me the victory in my final match. This was the perfect way for me to jump back into Trench Crusade, and regardless of the outcome, I had a ton of fun playing. I truly feel like I fell in love with this game all over again.
Free trench dogs. If anyone wants a trench dog, you're more than welcome. Please take one. Free trench dogs. If anyone wants a free trench dog, please take one, please. There is.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Nice.
Got one, everyone got one? Stretch out, you already got one? You already got one?
I gotta put a little more in now.
You got one, sweet. Did you get a trench dog?
Yes.
Nice. Good sir. Can I interest you in a free trench dog? They're all the same. Well, actually, no. One's a little bit bigger than the other, but just make sure you get a good sculpt.
That's a dog.
It is a dog. It's a trench dog. What do you play? You played New Antioch.
Yes. Fine. Thank you.
You want a base? You want a base for it too?
It looks more like an erratic dog, but yeah. Yeah, give me this. Thank you so much. We send him out, and he goes up.
Did everyone get that? These aren't Trench Crusade people. You got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Do you guys play Trench Crusade? Yeah. You want a trench dog? There's little ones and big ones.
I'm good. It is not leaving Nova. Come take it.
Trench dog? Trench dog?
No, I'm good.
Trench dog, trench dog, trench dog? Trench dog?
Oh, sure. Thanks, buddy.
Don't eat it. Trench dog?
It's tasty.
Thanks, man.
Is it a good sculpt? All right, sweet. Oh, these people. They're like finishing up their game. Should I just dump them on it? Did you get a trench dog?
Nope.
There's little ones and big ones, but they're the same sculpt. Good?
Yeah.
Cool. You know, that's the thing about the Trench Crusade community. I like to give back to the people a little bit. It's kind of like the same dopamine hit as when I went to Botswana and taught kids how to code in C++. Turn it off, man. Turn it off.
Finally, we have the Gilded Warlord, the one who took it all, who won a bunch, who got all the victory points, and won by 2 points. We have Philip Hall. Okay. That's all. That's it. Thank you all for being here so much. This is so much fun. We're going to be here next year. We're going to be here at Adepticon and every year for the rest of life. So.
A little bit tired. We just wrapped up the campaign. It was a lot of fun, honestly. I'm pretty sure I lost by 2 points for taking the overall winner of the campaign title, but that's fine. It was a lot of fun. The custom scenarios were cool. All of my opponents were very fun to play against. The quality of paint was awesome. I had the shittiliest painted warband there by a mile. I'm mildly burnt out, but after not playing for so long, it was a lot of fun. I miss playing. You know, I was thinking this was going to be my last video about Trench Crusade, but it's just life gets so busy sometimes, and there's just a lot going on for some people, and you don't have as much time to do the things that you love. Another day, another dollar, they say, but sometimes those dollars, they don't account for inflation. And you know, we're in the nation's capital, and it's weird. There's so much turmoil in the state. There's so much beauty at sea.
The final portion of my Nova experience was the Trench Crusade panel, hosted by Tomas himself. I'll include the entire panel in a separate video, but here's just a supercut of some of my favorite moments.
And so it's my privilege to introduce Thomas to the stage to tell you all about
Hello Nova, against all odds. There's something left with my voice after how many days it's been? 4, 5, talking non-stop. So that's a good sign. Okay, so Trench Crusade, future, new things. Let's talk about the new models that are coming out. Again, this is a very small selection of what we are working, but we do have something coming your way. So lots of people have been asking our Poetic Warlord. Finally, our first alternate mercenary is the Mamluk. This is based on the artwork of the legendary Adrian Smith. Okay, rules and supplements on the way. So our first campaign supplement is called Carcass Front. Those who backed the Kickstarter know that we promised this, so it'll be available next year. And you have 2 ways to play it. you can either, you and your friend can take the command of the historical warbands and play through the story of the where the two warbands struggle, will they Leviathan stay chained or not, and the culminating in the final battle over the biggest cannon of all the time. It's to determine how the story ends. But the other way is to have a map-based multiplayer sandbox. So if you have a gaming club, you'll be able to play with lots of your friends, is to put your little flags all over the map and start conquering territory. Those of you who play Mordheim might remember that me and the couple of the people in community made a map-based campaign a few years ago, which has become wildly popular around the world. And the overwhelmingly is the Trench Crusade community has said they'd like to see something like that. We aim to please. So the other way to play the Carcass Front is to fight over the map for control, and we'll provide rules on how to run that kind of a campaign in your local gaming club. So you can be 2 players, or you can be lots of players, about to 12 in your local gaming club. So that's coming out. Look for that next year. And here is a little sneak peek. This is one of the locations where you will be fighting the campaign. This is the Corpse Depot. From Mike's mind, it's the place where evidently you get a lot of people dying, so you need to move them somewhere. So this is it, and one of the scenarios will be set here. And that was my full, the original, the presentation. However, there was a transmission through the secret channel from the catacombs of the New Antioch, somewhere in a hidden laboratory in Europa. I have one more thing to show you. So let us see if so there is a machine, is of unknown origin, is doing something Trench Crusade related.
So yeah, that was my experience at Nova. I really had a good time, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now, to address the elephant in the room, I know I said this was going to be my last Trench Crusade video, and that wasn't because I'm going to stop playing the game or anything. I just have a lot going on in my personal life, and it's been eating away at my free time. I really haven't had the time nor the passion to put out high-quality Trench Crusade videos, so I didn't really see a point in uploading. That being said, this past weekend made me realize how much I miss making videos for the community and really reignited my passion for playing the game. I think I'm gonna retcon my original decision. I'll continue to post with no specific schedule in mind, but just remember, if I don't upload for a while, I'm not dead. I'm just cooking up the next banger video for you guys to enjoy. And I might upload some non-Trench Crusade related content, just like some video games that I'm playing with my friends at the moment, or something like that. Nonetheless, TrenchCore is not going anywhere. We're just getting started. That's it. Thanks for watching. Cue the outro.
I'm so